The Beijing Olympics on August 8, 2008.
北京奥运会，2008年的北京奥运会。
Do you know why they had the start date on August 8, 2008?
大家知道为什么8月8号开学？
Why not August 7, 2008?
为什么不是8月7号？
Why not August 9, 2008?
为什么不是8月9号？
因为是888发。
因为 because it's a lucky number in China, 88.
I think because Chinese people believe in money and believe in wealth, and that's why they picked August 8, 2008 for the start of the Beijing Olympics.
我想我们华人都喜欢发财，所以他们选了一个8月8号这样的日子。
Why do some Chinese people like money?
为什么我们华人喜欢钱？
How come over Chinese New Year we have these signs that has fortune, but it's turned upside down?
我们华人过年的时候，这个福字是倒着挂的。
Because we want the fortune to drop down on us.
因为我们希望福气临到我们。
But I believe the real source for why we want fortune is we want security.
我想我们真正内心的期望是安全感。
We want a good life.
我们希望一个很好的生活。
We want a good life for ourselves and we want a good life for our children.
我们希望自己和我们的孩子都有一个好生活。
That is not a wrong goal.
这没有什么不好的。
But is that a source of happiness?
但这是不是喜乐的泉源呢？
I was listening to the radio and they said that they had done a 25-year study.
我听见一个收音机里说，有一个25年的研究
over several countries about the source of happiness.
在不同的国家，包括有关快乐的来源泉源。
And that study included China.
这个研究当然包括我们中国。
You know, in China, the incomes of the people have doubled.
中国人的收入已经翻了1倍。
But the study discovered that the people were not necessarily happier.
但是这个研究发现，我们中国人并不一定比以前更快乐。
And that's what the psalmist talks about in Psalm 1.
这就是今天我的经文要提到的诗篇第1篇。
He says, "Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night. That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. Not so the wicked, they are like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked leads to destruction." In Psalm 1, the writer makes the distinction between the wicked, those who do not follow the way of the Lord, and the righteous who follow the way of the Lord.
在诗篇第1篇，作者分开了，把恶人和义人分得很清楚。
And he says the way of the wicked are like chaff.
他说，恶人像糠皮。
And if you know what chaff is a very thin, translucent covering of wheat kernels.
大家知道糠皮就是那个一个麦子的表皮很薄、很肤浅、很轻。
So a light breeze, it will blow it away.
一阵微风都能把它吹走。
And that is the way of the wicked.
这就是糠皮的下场。
Now, we might want to take a look and think that when he talks about wicked, he's only talking about non-Christians.
恶人是不是指非基督徒呢？
But that is not the focus of the psalmist. That is not the focus of the psalmist.
这不是诗人的 注意集中点。
His focus is on people who do not follow the way of the Lord.
他要说的，他集中的是不跟随不听从主
不跟随耶和华的脚步。
Yeah.
And if you don't follow the way of the Lord, you are like chaff.
如果你不跟随耶和华的道路，你就像糠皮。
Because what is the alternative to following the way of the Lord? You're following the way of the world.
如果你不跟随主的路，你就是跟随世界的路。
And the way of the world is like chaff.
世人的路就像糠皮。
One time I was distributing tracts or evangelistic material in Flushing Meadow Park in Flushing.
有一天我在分散传福音的单张。
And I met this Spanish gentleman.
我遇见一个说西班牙语的男的。
And he was with his family.
他和他的家人在一起。
And we passed him a tract. We gave him a 单张。
我们给了他一个单张。
And he said, "I don't need it."
他说我不需要。
I have my family.
我有我家人。
I have a job.
我有工作。
I have a house.
我有房子。
I don't need Jesus.
我不需要耶稣。
You take it back.
你拿回去吧。
Did you know that before the economic crisis in this country, many people thought that way?
大家知道，在金融危机来之前，大家所有的人也都是这么想。
Did you know the workers of one of the largest insurance companies in America, countrywide?
大家知道美国最大的那个房屋贷款公司，那个叫 Countrywide。
They were a big mortgage company.
对，他们曾经是最大的那个房屋贷款公司。
One day, the workers of that company went to their work and found the doors locked.
有一天，一个员工去上班的时候，发现门子被关住了。
They were bankrupt.
公司已经倒闭了。
The workers didn't even know.
员工都不知道。
So one day you could be saying, "I don't need Jesus. I have my job."
是的，也许有一天你会说我不需要耶稣，因为我有工作。
But then the next day you go to work at 9 o'clock and you find the doors locked.
然而第二天你上班的时候，你发现你公司的门关了。
The way of the world is like chaff.
世人的道路就像糠皮。
Well, this is what King Solomon says about it.
这就是所罗门王说的。
In Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 2.
在传道书1章2节。
He says, "Meaningless, meaningless, utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless."
传道者说：虚空的虚空，虚空的虚空，凡事都是虚空。
Because he saw through the way of the world.
因为他看透了这个世界的道路。
And he saw that everything, if you boil it really down, is meaningless.
如果你透过这个表面看，你实际上里面都是虚空。
But God provides us with an alternative.
但是神给我们一个不一样的道路。
Jesus talks about it in Matthew chapter 7, verse 24 to 27.
耶稣在马太福音7章24节。
Therefore, everyone who hears the words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears the words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against the house, and it fell with a great crash. You see, he's coming from a point of view of someone living in the desert.
耶稣在讲一个生活在沙漠里的人。
And then in the desert there are areas that looks like flat ground.
在沙漠里有些地方看起来很平。
But actually they're just dried riverbeds.
但实际上就是一些干枯的河床。
So when there's enough rain, that will turn into a river.
如果下一场大雨的话，那个地方就会 变成河流。
But this foolish person builds their house on a riverbed
愚蠢的人把房子盖在河床上，
because they think it's flat.
他们以为那里很平，
They think, well, why isn't anyone else building here? So I'll build here.
他们这样说：为什么没有人把房子盖这里呢？那我把房子盖这里。
But the wise person builds their house on the rock.
聪明的人把房子盖在磐石上，
So even when the rains came, it doesn't affect your house.
即使下雨的时候也不会影响你的房子。
And for people who were listening to Jesus at the time,
那些听了耶稣话的人，
they were familiar with this environment.
他们很清楚那样的环境，
So they would automatically think, who would build their house on a riverbed?
他们会问谁会把房子盖在河床上呢？
That person is indeed foolish.
那个人肯定很愚蠢。
But that is the way of the world.
但世人的道路就是这样。
God's alternative is one that provides true security.
神的道路就是给我们真正的安全。
He is inviting us to build our house not on things that are not secure, but things that are secure.
他盼望我们把房子盖在安全的地方。
Last year in October, I was in Chile on a short-term mission trip.
去年10月我去智利有一个短宣，
And I met this young man, about 28 years old, and he was from Guangzhou, China.
我遇见了一个从广州来的28岁的年轻人。
Originally, he was a photographer,
他以前是摄影师，
and then he went to Chile, and recently he's become a business person.
他到了智利以后就开始做生意。
And we tried to talk to him about Jesus.
我们试图给他讲耶稣，
And then what I realized is that the reason why he didn't want to believe it, why he was so focused on business, was he felt insecure.
我意识到他为什么他这样专注做生意的原因，是因为他没有安全感。
He said, I'm here all alone.
他说我在这一个人，
He said, my family is all back in China.
我家里人都在中国，
And it's a 30-hour flight to here.
坐飞机都要30个小时。
So I need something that I can find security.
他说我需要一个让我能安全的东西，
So I decided that money is the source of my security.
所以他认为金钱是能给他安全。
I need more money.
我要更多的钱。
And so as I was talking to him more, I helped him realize that money is not secure.
我和他交谈过好多次，让他认识到金钱不能让你感觉到安全。
Similar to what we're sharing here today.
就像我们今天在这里讲的一样。
And I helped him realize that the true security is if he builds his house on the rock of Jesus Christ.
我希望他能认识到，真正的安全就是把自己的盼望建筑在耶稣之上。
He realized that what he was focused on was temporary.
他意识到自己关注的都是短暂的。
So what he needs to build his life on is something eternal.
他需要把自己的一生建筑在有永恒的价值。
This is what in the psalm it says about people who walks in the way of the Lord.
这就是诗篇第1章讲到的，就是走神的道路的人。
They are described as like trees planted by streams of water, which yield their fruit in season, and whose leaves do not wither. Whatever they do prospers. Have you ever seen a tree trying to grow fruit?
你有没有看见一棵树正要结果子呢？
Have you ever gone up to a tree and the tree said, 哎呀，好辛苦啊
Did you ever see a tree who complained it's so difficult to grow fruit?
我用了1年多的功夫，总算结果了。
The tree complained, it took me a whole year to grow the fruit.
我好像我长得这么大，从来没听过一个树在埋怨吧。
I never heard a tree complain.
可是每年它都结果，
But every year it bear fruit.
这就是跟随耶和华的道路的人。
This is the way of people who follows God.
They don't worry.
他们不需要忧伤。
They don't have to worry about tomorrow. They just walk according to the Lord's way.
他不需要为明天忧虑，因为他知道，他只要跟随耶和华的法则。
And somehow they just get provided for.
神把一切都供给了他们。
I used to know this older man. He was the COO, a CIO of Aetna Insurance Company.
我认识一个老人，他是一个健康保险公司的高管吧，高层。
And I asked him, well, what's the secret? When I was young, I asked him, what was the secret to your success?
我年轻的时候问他说：“你成功的奥秘是什么？”
他说他也不知道。
He said, "I don't know.
我就是跟随耶和华。
I followed God."
And 他跟我说his career, God just led him from one job to another until he became a top executive at Aetna.
他说神就带领他从一个工作到另外一个工作，直到现在这个很高的位置。
Very smooth.
非常顺利。
Of course, he worked hard.
当然他工作很努力。
But he didn't try as hard. He didn't try to get that top job as other people did.
尽管他工作很努力，但他没有就是那种把自己弄得很疲惫吧。
That was not the goal of his life.
他说这不是他生活的目标。
And we see this in the Bible, don't we? We see that in the life of Joseph.
我们在圣经里看见很多这样的故事，比如约瑟的一生。
He became the prime minister of Egypt.
他成了埃及的宰相。
But that was not the goal of his life.
但当宰相并不是他人生的目标。
Did you know that his father was a very rich man?
大家知道他的父亲是已经很富裕了。
Did you know his father's father was a very rich man?
他父亲的父亲也很富裕。
Did you know that his father's father was a very rich man?
他曾祖父在祖宗反正都很富裕。
But none of their goals was to get rich.
但他们没有一个人把成为富人当做自己的目标。
How did they get rich?
他们怎么那么富呢？
Who provided for them?
谁给他们的？
See, if you ask them, it'll be like asking a tree, did you work hard to grow your fruit? 你假如问他们你怎么发财，就像问一个树，你怎么结果？
Yeah, if you ask how did they became so rich, it's just like asking a tree, why do you bear fruit?
This is what Jesus says in Luke chapter 12, 27 to 31.
这就是耶稣在路加福音说的。
Consider how the wildflowers grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, how much more will he clothe you, you of little faith? And do not set your heart on what you will eat or drink. Do not worry about it, for the pagan world runs after all such things, and your Father knows that you need them. But seek his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. I like that part where it says, your Father knows that you need them.
我很喜欢这其中的一段，是说你的天父知道你需要什么。
If we really believe that God is our Father in heaven, then we have to believe that he will take care of us.
如果你真的希望，如果你真的相信天父就是我们天上的父亲，那么我们一定要相信他会照顾我们。
Unless we believe that He is a bad father,
除非我们相信他是个不好的父亲，
that He does not take care of His children.
他不照顾自己的儿女。
Otherwise, why would a good father let his children suffer and starve?
要不然的话，为什么一个好的父亲会让自己的儿女受苦呢？
Chinese people have a saying, 天下父母心
Yeah，
right?
我们中国人说，
The world's parents are all the same.
The heart of parents， 世界上所有的父母的心肠都是一样的。
我觉得天父也不例外。
And God is not an exception.
So we go back to why I struggled so hard.
现在让我回到为什么我挣扎了那么久。
A lot of people ask me, well, why did you become a pastor?
很多人问我，你为什么要去做牧师？
One mother of my friend said, do you feel like you have too much money and you don't need any money?
我母亲的一个朋友说，你是不是太有钱了，反正没事干了？
还有一个太太，她说，你是不是刚刚毕业找不到工作
？Another lady asked, is that because you cannot find a job after you graduate?
然后我说，我就算找不到工作做律师，可是也不会做牧师吧。
I told them, well, even if I cannot find a job as a lawyer, I probably won't become a pastor.
但想想，他说，那也对啊。
And she said, yes, it's probably true.
可是，所以神呼召我的时候，我就挣扎了很多年。
So when God called me to become a pastor, I struggled many years.
因为诚实的跟大家分享，世界的引诱也是很重的。
Just to be honest, the temptation from the world is real.
当神给我一个印象，
when God gave me a vision,
就是看见那个彼得在船上，
when I see Peter on the boat,
踏出去，就是踏出船，在水上。
walk on the sea.
神就是挑战我的信心。
God challenged my faith.
他说你要跟随我。
You want to follow me.
And so that was a challenge to me.
这就是对我一个很大的挑战。
To follow Him.
来跟随耶稣。
And then He helped me realize.
然后神也让我认识到。
That when I first came to this country.
我刚来美国的时候。
That I was 5 with my mother who was in her 40s.
我5岁，我母亲大概40来岁。
At that time, there was no 富二代 or 官二代, right?
At that time, we were poor.
And we lived in one room.
我们住在一个单间，只有一个房间的地方。
It only had room for a bed.
这个房间就只够放下一张床。
That's how small it was.
就这么大。
And then I look at my house in Fresh Meadows, Queens, 新鲜草原。
然后现在我看见我自己的房子。
And then I realized, oh, how did I get here?
我问我自己，我从那么小的一个房间到这么大的一个房子。
And then I realized it's all from the Lord.
我意识到都是神给的。
Because how can you go from one room just big enough for a bed to a house?
你怎么能从一个小的只容下一张床的房间到一个大房子？
It's a miracle.
这就是一个奇迹、神迹。
And so God's challenge to my heart was that if everything you have is from me, then if I ask for some of it back, is that not right?
神感动我，如果你现在拥有的一切都是从我而来，那么我向你要回一些，是不是很合理？
我没话说。
I have nothing to say.
I said, then I have to follow you.
我对神说，我要跟随你。
I don't think I'm a man of great faith because it took me 7 years to arrive at that point.
我不是个信心很大的人，这个过程经历了7年。
But I just praise God for allowing me to finally get there.
我感谢主，我最终到了这里，踏出了这一步。
If you follow the Lord, He will provide.
如果你跟随主，你会得到供应。
I am a living testament of that.
我就是一个活的见证。
I don't know how God provides for me.
我不知道神怎么样供给我。
Like the tree, I don't know.
就像一棵树，我不知道怎么会结果子。
But somehow He provides.
但是，神就是这样供应了我。
And I realize that He truly is a good Father.
我认识到我们的天父真的是一位好父亲。
He knows I need a place to sleep. He knows that I need food to eat.
他知道我需要睡觉的地方，需要食物。
And He knows I need clothing as well.
他知道我需要衣服。
But He provides for me more than I could ever ask for.
但是他给我的是我超乎我的所求所想。